Now it is. Hello, people of the internet. My name will not be mentioned. His name is Zenith Ortiz.
And this is Gunnar Johnson.
I'm gonna censor you. Okay, here's our dilemma. We've been arguing about this and we've just been spinning our wheels. Okay.
And I'm right.
That's relative. Anyway, if you have no access to something of monetary value, does that thing still have value?
Yes.
If you can't get to it, does it still have value?
Of course it does.
Monetary value.
Of course. Everything has value. Even if you can't get to it, it still has value. Just because you can't reach a quarter doesn't mean it's worth nothing. It still is worth 25 cents.
Let's say the quarter was under a vending machine. You tried to get it, but you can't. It's stuck to the ground because someone spilled pop. And you give up. Why do you give up if it's still worth something to you?
It's not worth it. I've told you that before.
You're saying it's not worth something. That means it has value.
It still has value. It's just not enough value to go through with it.
So you're saying that the value at least decreases.
It doesn't decrease. It's the same. But let's say you have something that's worth $100,
Mm-hmm.
and someone only has 50.
Mm-hmm.
To you, it's not worth selling it for $50. It's worth 100.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want, because it's just not enough. It's just not high enough for you to go through with it. That's why you leave the quarter there. It's just not worth enough. Maybe that job was a 50-cent job, but it was only 25 cents, so you did not have the value enough to get it.
I'm not gonna lie, I spaced and I didn't hear your point. But
I am right.
here's my point. If you have no access or no way to get to it at all, you can't get to it at all. That doesn't mean like that it isn't worth it. That means it has no more value to you because you have no way to get to it. Placing value on something means that you can, at some level, have it.
It still has value to you. So if you eventually come in contact with that quarter, it doesn't mean like, oh, I decided this had no value earlier, I'm gonna throw it away. But no, you could still spend it in a vending machine. It doesn't lose its value.
But that's assuming you can get to it. That's assuming that you can get to it. New scenario. We are floating around in space. I have a $1 bill. I shoot you. I throw the dollar bill off into space. I shoot myself. We're both dead. We can't get to the $1 bill that's floating around in deep space, never to come in contact, visual or otherwise, with any sentient life form, living, dead, or eternal. Does that dollar still have value?
Of course it does. Just because nothing can get to it. Nothing can see it.
Whom?
Everyone who put a value on it. You just can't, you don't know about it.
But the people aren't there.
Just because you don't know something, just because you can't reach it, doesn't mean it's worth any less. The value is still there. You just can't cash in on that value.
I agree to you to some extent. But let's say, okay, we go to another planet. There are all humanoid life forms there. We take a dollar bill. We tell them it has value. They place it on the ground. We kill everyone on the planet. Those people place value.
What the heck is the point of that?
And then
why would you do that?
to prove a point.
You'd slaughter an entire race to prove a point.
More or less, yes.
Wow.
Anyway, and then you decide for yourself on your own terms that that dollar no longer has any value and never will. And you happen to be right. And so then you leave that planet, leaving the dollar bill that people placed value on there. But there's no one there to value it.
Well, you're still there because I just left.
I shot you on my way out. Extremely. A lot. There's like boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, bang, click, click. Reload. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. But. So there's no one there to value the dollar. Does that dollar still have value?
Of course it does.
You just made no sense.
I make plenty of sense. You're just refusing to see the logic of it. It still has value, even if you have no longer value to it. What if, like, say, centuries from now, you come back and you're like, oh yeah, this dollar, I'm gonna put back that value. It still has value. Even if you never come back and that race is long gone, they still have a value to it. They just can't cash in on it.
But that's assuming that you go back to the planet.
Like I said, I covered that. Even if you don't go back, that dead race that you so cruelly slaughtered to prove a point and then killed me in cold blood still has a value to it. They just can't cash in because you killed them all. By the way, I'm growing concerned for you.
I know, we all are. I know I'm right. I know you're wrong.
But yet you could tell that I am secretly right and you are wrong because you can't come up with anything else. I win.
No,
I win.
you don't. I'm just rethinking.
Remember, cast your votes for me, because he's wrong and I'm right.
No, I'm right. He's dead. Remember that. He's dead. He's off on a far-off planet with a bunch of dead people and a dollar bill that will have no value to him there.
But it'll have value to you, Internet people! Which means it still has a value.
Please decide which one of us is right. State your argument for one of our causes, and then just, if you agree with me, say Gunnar is right. And if you agree with him, which I highly doubt,
say the good-looking person is right.
Hashtag Swagalicious. If you're dead, you have no value to place on it because you can't use it. You're dead. You can't use it. What value would a dollar be to you in the afterlife?
Before we continue, why did you say hashtag Swagalicious?
Because I think that's enough for now.
I win.